Just okay?
No,
you guys start talking.
What have you seen so far through the first 2 or 3 weeks of practice?
Youth.
Youth?
Definitely excitement, lots of energy. Really like how this team works on a day-to-day basis. But certainly with 9 freshmen and sophomores, some wide-eyed deer in headlights look at times on not knowing exactly what to do. But very excited about the work ethic of this young team, and it's been fun so far. A lot to do, but it's been fun.
Different coaching approach though this year without the veterans, obviously. More teaching moments?
I've talked about it in the last few years as a management style. We managed our talent in the past few years, and this year we're really teaching how to break down things, explain why things work or what they should look for. So it's been fun for the coaching staff. We don't get as much in as practice because we got to stop a lot more, but the teaching for a young team is very important.
Can you tell if this is a team with good basketball IQ and picking up football?
You know, I love the freshmen's work ethic, and more importantly, I love their knowledge of the game, and they were well coached coming out of high school and AAU programs, and so our starting point of our freshmen is high and fun to build on. But certainly, when you have such an inexperienced team in game time, we have to learn that as we go with 9 freshmen and sophomores that just haven't been on the floor a lot. So practice is different than when the big lights are on. So we'll have to make some adjustments. We'll certainly be a better team in January than we are in November.
You said expectations. I mean, MAC title, might be too lofty, but I'm sure you're gunning for it.
We're proud of our culture. It's been a fun 7 or 8 years of championships and outstanding records. Our expectation hasn't changed. Our culture hasn't changed. We do realize that there's a big bullseye on our back and that we have to be ready each and every night. But at the same time, we can't put pressure on this young team to be perfect in November. Our goals won't change when it comes to March and certainly conference play, but we understand that we're going to have 13 trial runs in non-conference to try to figure out how this team has to be successful, how this team needs to play in order to achieve some of those goals that we continue to have and will have.
How important is it for this team to schedule teams like Purdue and Butler in the preseason to get you guys ready for the MAC and ready for postseason?
Certainly it sends a message to our team right away that nothing's changing. 2 very, very talented teams. Arguably the best team in the Atlantic 10, arguably the most experienced team in the Big 10. Both can be nationally ranked throughout the year. So it doesn't get tougher than that. We know if we can survive and learn and grow from our first 2 games, regardless of the result, that we don't have a team like that in the MAC this year. And we just got to keep getting better each and every day. Never too high, never too low. That's a motto that our program's had for years, and it's going to be very important this year.
You said after the NCAA tournament game last year, when you started practice this year, it's going to be strange to look around and see Lorna Tracy and that group here. Was there a getting accustomed period for the coaching staff as well?
Sure. When you graduate 6,000 plus points and over 2,500 rebounds, there's days in practice you wonder where your points are going to come from. You wonder who's going to step up when the bright lights are on. But that's what we're trying to figure out each and every day in practice. Unfortunately, we've dealt with a little bit of an injury bug here early in the season, which has kept our numbers down. So probably the most valuable players right now on our team is our men's practice squad. Have been asked to do a lot more early in the season than we ever have. But, we know we graduated a lot of points, and we got to find a way for this team to be successful offensively.
What the young lady can do to step in and pick up some of that slack? Counting on that?
Lex Rogers had a great year in residency. She's off to a great start this year for us. She's versatile and can play in a variety of positions, so that gives us the versatility, and she has flashes that she shows how talented she is, but she didn't play much at Duke her freshman year. She sat out all last year. There's still some game time rust that she'll have to get away with too.
Are we taking off? Not to say, going back to the earlier part of it, not to say coaches are ever on cruise control, but you guys have had to change your coaching. You talked about more teachable moments, but you've had to adjust too as coaches to what you're doing and practice planning and everything else. How's that been? Has that kind of energized the staff a little bit?
It has energized us. We're really excited about the new era, the new culture, the way we have to play with this team. We've looked for things different offenses, different defenses, this team is a little bit more athletic than some of the teams we've had. We're a little bit bigger. Can we do different things? And we still are going to have our core philosophies and how we want to play and the style that we recruit to. But it's fun to sit back in the office day in, day out and try to figure out the best way for this team to have success.
This year's sophomores and this year's freshmen, who's going to jump out, or who has jumped out and grabbed your attention, who's going to get ours?
Well, the redshirt sophomore that certainly stands out is Lex Rogers. Because we graduated 4 senior post players and unfortunately lost Mary Beth Deasy to a medical disqualification for the year, the other post player that stepped up is Jill Stein out of that sophomore class. But there's 9 freshmen and sophomores in the program that are really, really battling hard. And with the exception of Kayla Hall's recent injury, we are, very, very fortunate that they're all competing for playing time.
You're going to put a team on the floor next week, 1 week from today. Can you give us a hint as to who those 5 may be, or is that still in doubt?
Still very much in doubt. In fact, we did an exercise the other day where we gave each player a piece of paper to see who they would start if we had a game tomorrow, because the coaching staff was just curious on what did the players think of practices and who was playing well. And, and there was a lot of variety in those starting lineups. So I think it shows you the competitiveness of our practices and the ability to have multiple people still fighting for those spots.
I know among holdovers from last year's team, Simone is now in scholarship, correct? Do you have a strict criteria for how somebody gets a scholarship, or is that a judgment call?
Judgment, and again, I think it goes to the point where it's so much more than just points and ability on the court in our program. We believe we win because we have a championship locker room. We have great character kids, and Simone made 1 basket last year, but we felt was worthy of a scholarship and earned a scholarship, and we're proud that she is on scholarship this year as a local student athlete, and it has nothing to do with necessarily how much she will contribute on the floor, but more to do about her character and the teammate that she has been the first 2 years of her career.
What are some of the attributes? I mean, she probably works the starters hard in practice, that kind of thing.
Great teammate, great camaraderie person in the locker room, keeps the team together, keeps the team loose when they need to be, and just really, really supportive. We all know that we can't have all Chiefs. You need some Indians in your program, and she's a great Indian for us.
You probably answered this already, but